Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Well, Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. They partner with schools and families to support learning and inspire young minds. Our friends at MTE have been serving our community since 1936. Coming up on 90 years. It's a long time. Glad you're along with us this morning. Talking today, Rutherford County Schools. School Board member Butch Vaughn joins us here this morning. Mr. Vaughn, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, Brian. How you making it?
Doing all right.
Weather's beautiful outside. I'm telling you.
Cannot ask for a better football Friday night.
All right. So it's what you look forward to.
We talk sports every time you come up, not as much on the air maybe, but high school sports, there's really nothing like it. And I know you've been a supporter all of these years, and what it means for the communities, what it means for those schools and those kids, but man, a football Friday night in high school is not what it was even 10 years ago. No. There's a lot that goes into it anymore.
Well, I'll tell you, it used to be that, man, we used to play at Middle Tennessee and TSU, and the crowds were just unbelievable because it just there wasn't as many schools, so there was a lot more community involvement, it seemed like, and it used to be, it's still great, but it's nothing like it, but it's nothing like it used to be.
Well, I heard Rod last night on Primetime Sports Show talking about he had to go, there was a Thursday game, it was at Blackman, they were playing Cane Ridge, and he did the show and then came to the game. Showed up about 7:15, and the Blackman crowd was just unbelievable. Now, Cane Ridge didn't bring anybody, but they had a good Blackman crowd.
Oh yeah.
And these high schools they're packing some people in. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you it. I don't just at Oakland. I've got more experience with Oakland than I have in the rest of them, but I remember the first year I was the principal there at Oakland, we played Riverdale. We hadn't beaten Riverdale in, a number of years. And boy, it's hot and dry, but we had so many people that they were standing around the fence and, 4 or 5 deep. And the crowds, it's just, that's what excitement's all about. That's what, you get these kids involved in school, and I don't know, that's the reason I'd like to see us build smaller high schools, I think, to give more kids an opportunity to play and get involved in something. And, really and truly, if you're not a stud now, you're not going to play football at one of these high schools. And I just think it'd be great to have smaller high schools where more and more kids could get involved.
Well, I want to circle back to that because I do want to talk to you about that, but this Sunday is going to be the open house for Oakland, the new $60+ million addition at Oakland. It was a few weeks behind the one at Riverdale, but both of those schools, along with Smyrna, got additions here recently. What does that take us up to capacity? About 2,500 or so?
2,500 at all those schools, and it's a beautiful addition. I wish everybody would come out Sunday and look at the addition, and there's going to be a ribbon cutting, I think, at 2:00, and some of us get to speak a little bit after that's over with. But it's just a beautiful addition. But 2,500 is going to be the capacity now of the high schools, and
that's a lot, though, isn't it? It's
really, in my opinion, too many. But it's well controlled, it's well disciplined. We've had a great start, and it's a lot to be said for our principals and teachers because of they've really controlled the situation. But it sure is a lot of kids every day. All those schools right now about 2,100, so it's like a small city.
Yeah.
And really and truly, and it's they do a great job. We spend a few $1 million on metal detectors, which have done a great job of. They're the best in the market, the ones we've got now, and I think it's a shame we've gotten to that point. But you've got to be. We just felt like we'd rather be proactive instead of reactive. And
well, it was almost like you're waiting for something to happen. I mean, with as many kids and as big of a school system as this is,
yeah, we got over 52,000 kids. That's a bunch. I mean, it says a lot for our principals and teachers and all, but to the job they're doing, that no more problems than what we've had. And
well, I remember hearing, this is going to take forever every day to get into the school, and the first few days maybe you had a line outside, but it was by the end of the week everybody had it down pat.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't an issue.
No, it's not a problem at all, and it's money well spent. We feel a lot better about it, and I know the people that in the schools do, and it's a bad state of affairs that we have to spend so much money just because of a few, and but again, we've got to protect the kids, and that's what it was all about with us, and
Well, wasn't that part of the reason why the additions were done at Oakland and at Riverdale was for safety, to bring everything inside, in hallways?
Well, like I said, when I was principal at Oakland, every time we changed classes, we held our breath because the annex and the main building were not connected. Those kids had to walk, and if anybody wanted to cause a problem, those kids were exposed every day, and this new addition has connected, Riverdale and Oakland both, has connected the annex and the main building, so those kids are not exposed anymore. And to me, that's where the biggest safety improvement is that. And it's really a big improvement, because I'm telling you, it was a scary thing, and we went to block schedule just to keep kids from having changed class
so many
much.
times.
Yeah.
Well, I know that if you haven't had the chance to see, maybe you missed the one at Riverdale, you can go to Oakland and see just about the same thing. I mean,
Right.
It's pretty much almost letter for letter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah, the color's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'd say so. And there were some outside improvements that were done to the existing building too, especially where they tied in, and you have a new auditorium, so the old auditorium was transformed at both schools, that kind of thing, right?
The old auditorium was really, you couldn't even put hardly, you couldn't have a good church service in there. They were so small. And
the ones at the middle schools were bigger, I think, if I remember hearing.
Well, some of the high schools started using the middle school auditorium because it was bigger, and they can put more kids in. And and plus all the middle school auditoriums were a whole lot better than Riverdale and Oakland's auditoriums were, and it's great. And we've got the best school system in the state of Tennessee, bar none. And I know I'm prejudiced, but we just got the test scores results back, and Rutherford County is the top performing school system in the state of Tennessee in value added, and that's how much the kids learned. And when you stop and think, we're the best of all those school systems in the state. That says so much for our principals and our teachers, and everything that they've done, and how hard they work to get the job done, and to get that kind of results. It's just really unbelievable. It says a lot for Dr. Sullivan and the central office staff, the principals and the teachers, and it's not an easy thing to do, because everybody's teaching the same thing across the state. And when you perform better than anybody else, it says a whole lot. And, they really need to be recognized and complimented and for the great job that they've done.
Well, there's no doubt that our growth is going to continue. So, I mean, the school system is going to continue to get bigger and bigger. And honestly, what we've seen happen is typically the bigger the school system and the more schools and kids that are there, the lower the scores.
Right.
So we're kind of doing something that's out of the ordinary.
Yep.
I mean, would that be a fair statement? I mean, you look at Metro Nashville, look at Memphis. There's no doubt at some point we're going to be as big as those systems. So how do we keep up the scores and stuff?
It's just hard work, and it's just planning and all by the central office staff, and because everybody's teaching the same thing, and we just continue to grow. But it seems like the bigger we're getting, the better we're getting, and like you say, the rule of thumb statewide is the bigger you get, the less performance you have. But it just says so much for our folks. Everything about it is just, like I say, we're the best. Why anybody would want to go to any other school other than what the schools we have here in Rutherford County is just beyond me. If you want a good education for your kid.
Yeah.
And, not only that, but I tell you, the music departments, these schools, the performance of the bands and the choruses, and it's just, it's really unbelievable. You go watch them, and, it's almost like a college level performance. And, it's just, we've just been able to hire great people, and I think people realize that Rutherford County's got a great school system. We have a lot of people that want teachers and all that want to come here. And we understand why. You and I do, because we lived here all our lives. And
there aren't many of us left.
No, you're right. You go around to the
born and bred,
Yeah, you go up on the square on Saturday, and you don't know anybody. You don't see anybody But but Murfreesboro is a great place to live in Rutherford County. I would have no desire to live anywhere else. It's really been good to me, but it's because of our school system and the education and we've got such great stakeholders in the county that Smyrna Red Mix, the millions of dollars that they've helped schools with and donated, and I know John Floyd, helped me when I was at Oakland starting the construction corps. He paid for every dime of that, and those type of people. We need to get more of those people involved, and we've started a Rutherford County Schools Foundation, and that's something we're in the planning part of it right now, but it's something that we're hoping to grow and to get more people involved.
I know Wayne Blair, who does one of the shows up here, the Roundtable on Tuesdays, he's mentioned that he's there. I think Sheila Bratton's helping out.
Yep.
So a couple of former school board chairs on that and others.
Yeah. I'm on there, and Claire Maxwell's on there, Francis Rosales is on there, and Harry Gill, former superintendent, he's on there, and we just have a lot of people from the community, that we're just trying to. Everybody has benefited from Rutherford County schools, and so we're trying to get these people involved to really get them to maybe put a little into to be able to provide some funds to the schools that the taxpayer money doesn't cover.
Yeah.
And
so that's kind of the purpose of the foundation. I know that City Schools has a foundation, and they have a couple of fundraisers, and then, they have teachers submit grants for classroom things. I think you're kind of going a bit of a different way, but it's kind of the same concept.
Pretty well the same concept. We're just trying to get money, and then we're going to give teachers opportunity to, like you say, the grants and all, to reward them back and to let them do some things and be creative where that we don't have the funds to provide them for that now, and so we're looking really forward to it. I think it's got the great potential, and you'll be hearing more about it in the months to come.
Yeah.
So
I'm very eager to hear about that. Butch
Yeah.
Vaughn is here with us, Rutherford County School Board member. Rutherford County is 620 plus square miles, and then that's it in Rutherford County. And it seems like every square inch has got something being built on it.
yeah,
And finding space for school campuses, I mean, to do the elementary, middle school, high school campus, you need, a couple of 100 acres?
oh yeah.
Where are we going to find that here in the next 15 years?
Well, see, what people don't realize, there's not many places in Rutherford County anymore that's got that kind of acreage.
Right.
I know at Blackman, we've got a new elementary school, Poplar Grove. It just opened. We got a middle school being built right there on that campus, but there wasn't enough room for high school. We needed high school there too, but you got to have the acreage, and there's just not many places in Rutherford County anymore that's got that type of acreage. Because, like you say, it takes close to 200 acres to build a complex like that. And people say, well, build a smaller high school, and that's what we want to do. But the cost is still going to be the same. You still got to have your athletic fields, and they take up the large majority of the campus. And the actual school building itself is not something that's going to take up a lot of room. It's a ball field.
And there's ball fields, but also parking. And so, I mean, the difference in parking for 1,500 student campus versus 2,000 or 2,500, not that bit much different. Athletic fields, I mean, football field's going to be the same length.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, right?
Baseball field's same size,
Yeah.
And, we're doing a big addition at Laverne High School. But again, like you said, they're
Well, and that's kind of out of the box thinking too there, because there's not room to go out, but there was room to go up. So
Right.
you're building, it's going to be our first 3-story high school, right?
Right. And, and you go out there, and I don't know what those kids are parking. But I didn't know where the kids parking real down in Oakland either. But everything worked out really well, and we're anxious to see. We had a great program. The Laverne High School, Northern 2, just came in and made a big contribution to them, talking about stakeholder involvement. Northern 2s came in and made a huge donation to Laverne High School, and they gave the students there that were there, $50 gift card, and it was a real big deal. And they're going to really support them, and it's going to allow those kids to do some things there that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
And there have been so many recognitions this week. I know, like, City Auto, Mitsubishi has donated some driver's ed cars. I mean, and that's what you mean about, having the community come alongside. The need, we open up a $60+ million renovation at Oakland and Riverdale, and the one at Smyrna last year, Laverne going on, but we still need high schools, don't we?
Oh, we can't. We could build a school a year. And, right now we need another high school. We need another, probably 2 or 3 elementary schools, and maybe a couple of middle schools. We could build them right now if we had the money. We don't have the land, and it's going to take more tax money to do that. And of course, nobody wants to increase taxes. But everybody's benefited from schools, and so it's something they're going to have to do in the future. But yeah, we're in really needs of schools in the worst way, because we're growing so fast. We hadn't been able to keep up.
So, is the idea going forward with the high school plan is maybe looking at building, instead of one very large campus, maybe two smaller high schools?
Well, it depends on whether we can get the money or not. Stan Vaughn and I are big proponents of these smaller high schools. People that's got the purse strings, they believe in going up. You know, like you say, you can't go out, but you can go up. But again, all the research in the world shows you that the smaller the high school, the more productive it is, the better it is for the kids from an educational standpoint. Plus, more kids can get involved and more kids can participate. And, you know, I think, I don't know, we're both going to really push for the smaller ones. But a lot depends on whether we can get the land for it or not, and what the county commission, they've been great to work with, and whether or not we can get the funds to do that.
Well, that's not in 5-year plan. This is something that is being worked on. I mean, because, you know, once we go into 2026, are we going to start hearing talks about, well, this is a plan to build, and this is what we need in next year's budget, that kind of thing?
Well,
should we expect to hear about construction, you know, at some point next year by the school?
Yeah, I think I don't see any way around it. I mean,
just about have to.
Yeah, it's a must, and because really, you know, we added on to these schools and they look great and everything, but at the end of the day, it's like we build these schools, and I know at Blackman Middle the capacity was 1,000. We opened it up with 900 and something. Next year we were 1,200. It's the same thing with Rockville. Every school we build.
And isn't that the biggest middle school in the state now?
Oh yeah, and high schools just. I mean,
yeah.
We've lowered the number of students there at Rockville, but you know. We build these additions, but then, gosh, 2 years down the road, we're bringing these portals back in, and it's just because of our growth. And
well, Rockville had portables in 2020, and they opened in 2019.
Exactly, and that's been the story.
Yeah.
That, you know, and you know, people just got to realize every one of us benefited from education. And the ones of us that are still around know that we got a great education because of the educational system. And, you know, it's time that we just got to give back to the next generation. Our grandkids are the ones that, you know, if we don't educate them, we're going to be in dire straits because they're going to be taking care of us. Yeah. So, you know, we've got to educate them.
Butch, it's always good catching up, and hope folks will come out to the Oakland ribbon cutting. That's going to be on Sunday, 2 o'clock. We've got a news story on our website about that. And that's going to wrap up our show for today. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.